Hey guys, so now that MCPE 0.14.0 is out, we're already getting some news about 0.15, and that's generally the case, after we get a new update, there's speculations and rumors about what's going to be in the next update. That's just how it goes, that's what people do, but for once, we're actually getting some news from the developers about something that will be in 0.15. So here's what Tommaso had to say on Twitter. I'll be in Seattle for a while playing out 0.15, and there's a lot of cool stuff coming up, ... resource packs, anybody, or not anybody, but anyone. Anyways, so we already got some news about resource packs in the past from Tommaso, and I made a video on that originally, saying that it's most likely going to be in 0.14, because he said it when 0.13.0 was out, and 0.14 was still a ways away. So I'm like, hey, it's probably going to come in 0.14, but what I said in the video is it's likely that it doesn't, and it's likely that it does. It's a 50-50 chance. And unfortunately, 0.14.0 wasn't the update. But 0.15 is looking to be a little bit bigger, and it looks like resource packs will be coming in it. If there are any issues, if they can't get it done by the time that 0.15 comes out, which there isn't, a set release date right now, but if they can't get it done, then of course resource packs won't be in it. But it's definitely looking promising at this point, and it's really interesting because MCPE resource packs are going to be a little bit different than the PC version. So in the PC version, you can change, textures and sounds and stuff like that, just the basic stuff, and a lot of you already know what you can do with resource packs because a lot of you have the PC version, but with MCPE, and I said this in the original video, you can actually do more than just replacing sounds and textures. So they've restructured the whole file system to make it so you can actually change any file inside of MCPE. So you can change stuff to actually mod the game, and that's really cool. Now, I don't think it's going to be quite like mod scripts, where you have to have something like Block Launcher or MCPE Master to, load those in and load the JavaScript file up. But it's going to be more like, you can replace files in the game, to make it, do something different. So I don't think it's going to be stuff like, being able to fly in survival, that's more of like a mod script type thing, but being able to replace something and making like extra mobs in the game. So if you wanted to add, some kind of weird looking creeper, so there would be the regular creeper, and then you'd be, making this other one over here that explodes bigger and does all this kind of crazy stuff that's different. So that it's still modding the game, and it's something you could do with the mod scripts, but it's replacing files and adding something to the game that you couldn't do before, and you can't do with the PC version. So that's what I think the resource packs are going to be more like on MCPE, which is really cool, in addition, of course, to changing sounds and textures as well, but they want to aim it more to, modding and stuff like that. Now, I don't remember if I brought this up or not in the other video, but another issue that kind of gets in the way here is iOS, which, it generally gets in the way regardless. But anyways, it's kind of weird. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do resource packs on iOS, because it's not like you can just download, a resource pack from the internet or use like something like Mod Locator for MCPE, which is my app, to download, resource packs to the device and then select it within the game, because you can't actually download stuff inside the web browser on iOS. And, you can't, browse for files and stuff on iOS like you can Android, where, Android, you could use something like my app or the internet or something to just download a file, select it in the game, and you're good to go. It's easy because it's Android. So the only thing I think they could do on iOS that could solve that problem is to, you get the URL to that zip file that you want, paste it into the game, and then it downloads it for you into its allocated space, for the game, and then it, the game can load it from that space where you can't actually view that file from any other app. So I think that's what they're going to have to do. I'm not 100% sure because they haven't really said anything about that, but I think iOS is the only thing that's really kind of gotten in the way in this situation, just because of how it is. They know they have it locked down. That's how iOS is, how it always has been, and probably always will be. That's just what differentiates it between, Android. So anyways, that's kind of off topic. Either way, this is really cool. Great news that we're seeing this in 0.15. Like I just said a little bit ago, there's no set release date for 0.15. There's not really any guesses as well, or guesses either, because there's just, it's 0.14.0 just came out, and 0.15 is supposed to be a bigger update, so it's probably going to take longer to do. So there's no real guesses at this point, but as we move closer to the release date, we'll probably get some speculations, guesses, and then news from the developers themselves. So that is the great news for 0.15, and as there is more news, I will be making more videos and stuff like this, and hopefully we'll get just as good a news like this with other features as well for 0.15. So if you really want to stay up to date on news like this, I'll have a link down below to my new app called News for MCPE. Currently it's just for Android, but there is an iOS version in the works. basically it'll just keep you up to date on all of your MCPE news and stuff, you know, without having to watch a video, although there are videos in it. But basically, you know, you just open up a news story, read through it, and you get the news that you want, just like that. So I'll have a link for that down below, so you can go ahead and check that out on the Google Play Store. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.